Hello, everybody, and welcome back. You turn the knob on the door. Any last words to your god or goddess before you go in?
Well, I open it. What's there? I don't step through straight away.
You open it, and it is what looks to be an altered room. There are stones that have been put here and stacked that don't belong. Right? They're not like cemented into place, and they form kind of almost a pyramid style thing with stairs leading up to it, with a large chair in which is seated a very, very old elf. Elf female.
The top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like an ascending throne that has been built here.
Shit, maybe I am dead. Yeah. So I guess then I was thinking about going back to rescue the others, but I don't. I just walked past all those plants. How would it have been impossible for them to get through?
Nothing's impossible.
But unlikely.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll work it out.
I mean,
hang on, syringes.
Yeah.
All right. I take a deep breath and step through and close the door behind me.
Okay. The door shuts behind you with a nice latching sound, and the eyes of the elf woman before you begin to flutter open. I think it's only then that you realize that they were closed to begin with. And she looks down upon you and maybe tilts her head ever so slightly to the side.
Hello.
Hello, she says with her slightly thick accent. Hello.
I look around.
There are all sorts of large... vases is not quite the right word, like those big rounded planter boxes that look like oversized vases, with trees coming out of them. The sides of the stairs that lead up on her throne have little grass plots growing up along them. And it's just, there's added wildlife that's put in here. There's a runner along the maybe mid-height of the ceiling of the wall. There's like a trench sort of thing with grass and dirt put in it so that things are growing throughout it there. There's even plants dangling from the ceiling.
I ask, can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Are you... What is this place?
A place long forgotten by the surface world. I am surprised you're here, not with our hosts.
Oh, the sirens. I don't know. I wasn't sure it was safe.
They saved your life.
They did.
How do you think you got here?
To be honest, I thought I was dead. I thought maybe you were, Quantarius or something. I'm not sure what I thought. Ah, dear. This is under the sea?
Yes.
You should have responded under the sea. Like the song.
Oh, right.
Under us.
Yeah.
So, what happened to the Kraken though? How? I was drowning. What happened? Who are
Kraken?
you?
What crack? Oh, you must mean Zell.
Zell. Tentacles, shell,
Long
snake-like
neck.
head.
Yes, yes.
He was destroying the fleet of the King of Drakis. I suppose that doesn't mean much to you down here.
He wakes every so often and hungers and then goes to sleep again for centuries.
Bad timing then.
For you? For him, if a whole fleet sounds like quite the nice snack.
Yeah. So, as lovely as it is down here, and I do appreciate the hospitality, although the garden needs tending to, I think. It's rather dangerous. Wait, so who are you? You don't look like a siren.
I am not. You can call me Luna if you would like. I doubt you could pronounce my original name. It's what the humans that come here call me while they're here.
Very well, Luna. Do you get a lot of humans down here?
We have guests from time to time.
How is it that they arrive here?
Plucked from hapless waters, drowning sailors mostly.
And where are they now?
Who? Your friends?
Well, all of the previous humans.
We don't get visitors often. It can be decades between visits. Those that have come more recently are still around.
Do you have water? My throat is dry.
She kind of makes a gesture with her hand, and a bowl of water kind of appears before you, hovering in the air.
It's a neat trick, I say as I grab it and take a sip. So, what is there to do here?
It's not an amusement park, my dear.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit unsure. I thought I was dead until a few moments ago. You saying that I can return home?
Maybe. Usually those that come prefer to stay.
Oh, really?
Yes, our company is quite nice.
I'm sure, yeah.
And
Sirens.
my ladies get lonely down here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. It sounds great, and I'm sure that my compatriots who are still back there will enjoy it. But
You're an unusual man to turn down a room full of sirens.
Yeah. Well, I know what they are. I know, or at least I think I know what they're capable of. Do they not eat the souls of men?
No, they do not.
Oh.
No, there are no men of their race, so they must find other ways to keep their people going, their species going. Lost sailors are good breeding stock.
So, how did you end up here?
That is a much longer story. Don't you wish to go enjoy the fine food and wine and company and of lovely ladies?
I don't know about this. This seems fishy to me. I say, well, I mean, I took some cheese. I say, and I show him the block of cheese.
Her.
Show her the block of cheese. I think I'm good for food. Where's the way out?
She cocks her head a little bit more to the side and looks at you as if you're some weird curiosity in a museum or something, and says, "What's the rush? What do you have on the surface that is so pressing?
There's no rush.
Wife and child?"
No, good friends.
And where are they? Why are they not with you down here?
They're away on other business. Well, until very recently, we spent most of our time together, but we've been spending some time apart as of late. I'd hate to never return.
And what is it that your business is? Why were you undertaking your voyage by sea?
I was heading back to Shybrook. Do you know Shybrook?
By name.
Wow. Well, there's all sorts of stuff going on the surface right now. I don't know how much of that you know about.
Very little. Matters of the surface come to me only when sailors do. And
Well,
rarely
let's say
affect us.
that I had some important possessions left in Shirebrook that I had to retrieve. It's,
Important possessions. Spell
yes.
books, then, is it?
I have my
Okay.
spell books. Just it is books though, yeah. Amongst other things, I have what's the term? Nostalgia for the place.
She takes a motion to her right, which is your left, and there's a doorway there into the wall. There's also another one on the other side of the room, too, on the left and right, but she motions to the one on her right and your left and says, perhaps those might be more to your liking.
Okay. What's in here? I say as I walk up to it.
Books, she says.
I open the door.
It is a rather large library, maybe 20 feet high, with bookshelves that go almost all the way up, maybe 30 feet wide and God knows how long, filled to the brim with various books.
I look around like in awe for a few seconds and then step back out, sort of mouth slightly agape and say, maybe I could spend a small amount of time, I suppose. What's in that door?
Do you speak Elven? She switches and starts to speak to you in Elven.
No.
No? Okay. Seeing the look of not comprehension on your face, she frowns a little bit and says, most of those books will be in another tongue for you then. But perhaps you could stay a while, and you could tell me of what's going on up there, and I can teach you this language, and you can peruse as needed.
Maybe. I am intelligent. I could maybe learn the language rather quickly. What's in the other door? I say, walking up to her. May I?
She nods.
I open the door.
It is another sort of garden room, but this one is different. It looks like it was a square room before, maybe 15 or 20 feet on a side, but the ground has been completely ripped up. There's no more stones, and instead it's a nice, lush bed of grass, the same Bermuda grass that Jeeves has so desperately been trying to plant in the yard. And there's a couple of trees here and there, and some of the larger bushes have been woven together to create a sort of like a hammock-style bed with their branches and roots that's off against one wall. There are pillows and blankets around as well, woven from natural fibers. It looks like it's got that brownish, coarse look to them. And there's a small pool of water with a little fountain in it that bubbles up.
I walk back out. This place is rather nice. Perhaps I could stay a while. You wish to talk?
It's rare that we get a visitor who looks past their most basic desires. I am somewhat intrigued by you. Could spend a decade chatting.
Will I age here?
Oh, of course. Maybe that's too long for you.
Yeah, perhaps. A month?
As you see fit.
How long does it take to learn Elven? Is it a difficult language?
For some, it can be, but I think between your magic, mine, and our slightly better vision of the world, it shouldn't be too difficult for you.
Well, it sounds great. I wouldn't mind speaking to someone such as you for a while. Perhaps I'll take a seat in the garden.
She kind of taps the side of her throne, and the ground at your feet kind of rises up, creating a little table. And she looks around and says, there should be a stool around here somewhere too. There, and you can find a stool that's lying around and bring it over.
Okay.
But she doesn't leave her chair, her elevated throne.
Okay, well I sit down in front of her then, and get comfortable. I take my bag off.
Yeah. There's plenty of food and plenty of water here. The two of you can stay and chat and talk, and she can teach you to read and write her language, which will give you access to the entirety of that library back there.
Yeah.
Wow. And we can sort of skip through time fairly quickly here. And do you want to ask some general questions, and we can just kind of roll through what you learn, and then we can roll through the books that are here and kind of take a month or so fairly quickly.
General questions. Well, I speak to her then about events on the service. Or am I getting the impression that this person knows more than, knows ancient things that maybe other people don't?
Yeah, she is a very old elf. You know, she's actually showing the signs of her age. That's how old she is. So
I start, after spending maybe a few days with her, I'll regale her with the tale of the Shadow Mountains and the disappearing villages and Malchus, the clerics, and I guess I'll tell her the story of the last, 6 months of Malakai's life. Explain about the Shadow Realm and the portal and the Shadow Dragon. And I'll ask if, I'll say, I fear that Malchus has unleashed these demons into the material plane, and that he now has some power here that he didn't have before, and I'm worried what it means for everything. How does one stop a god?
I don't think the god needs to be stopped. All of the deities work together to create a world, each one exerting their own influence in their own time, in their own way. Malchus does not seek to destroy the world, just plunge it into chaos.
So this is the age of chaos, is what you're saying, and the great institutions of men shall fall.
That's what it sounds like from what you have said. Perhaps these things can be turned around. Which of the gods do you find yourself most drawn to philosophically?
I've never been much of a man for religion. I tend to put trust in my own power.
A true mortal.
I guess.
You are the sort of person the gods go to war over, the attentions of independent minds.
Well, I did speak to Malchus once.
What did he say to you?
He told me to betray my friends I was telling you about.
And did you?
No.
Were you tempted to? Did he offer you great riches and rewards?
In not so many words, perhaps. He promised that if I could... Well, that my love for my friends was a weakness, and if I could leave it behind, then I'd grow to great power. But I've always thought of good friendship as a strength.
There was once a good friendship between your people and mine, a long, long time ago.
No, I haven't seen an elf ever in my entire life until today. Or until...
Ever?
You know,
not once.
I
Why?
don't think so.
What a
Where
world
do
you
the elves live? Where do they even live? Where do you live on the surface?
This is my home.
Well,
This is where I reside.
Your people.
If you mean elves in general, I believe they still maintain their kingdom of Silvis. My people are long gone.
Ah, you are not the elves that... You're not like the elves that live in Silvis?
No. My people are... once populated this island a long, long time ago.
This island? What is this island?
It's no longer an island. We are now under the sea.
Tell me that this isn't Talon.
I've never heard the name Talon before, so I don't know.
Is it ice on the surface here? Mountains, the peaks of mountains.
There are snowy mountains nearby, or once were snowy mountains to the south, many, many, many miles. That was a long time ago.
I will. I say, do you have a paper and a pencil?
She does, and she can provide them with you for you.
I will sketch out a map of Arcadia.
Mm-hmm.
So mark like Silvus and Eridon, the kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I will put the top bit of Caledonia on there and the Talon Islands as well. And I say, are we here?
No, he says. We are, and she will mark it on your map. We are closer to here.
Okay. And this used to be an elven kingdom?
I wouldn't call it a kingdom so much as a refuge. A home away from home.
Wow.
A safe place.
I did not expect to find something so marvelous on this journey. It seems you have everything one could need here.
That's what... When you have centuries to practice your magics, one becomes quite adept.
How old are you?
It's hard to tell without the sun traveling overhead every day and counting the days. I expect it's been at least 800 years.
You don't remember when the gods split the world?
I remember terrible events. I remember my land sinking beneath the waves. I remember fires in the sky, great winds blowing, trees being uprooted, mountains bursting into flame, the screams of the dead and dying.
Do you know why the gods did this? We say it was because of the corruption of the church on the surface. Do you think that's true? Seems unfair to punish you for our crimes.
She looks very sad, as if she's... Sad's not the right word, remorseful? She looks like she's remembering a time long ago when, and not really happily remembering it. Like it's opening fresh wounds. And she says, there were crimes against the gods from those that worshipped them, indeed. Although I doubt any specific organization is responsible. I would not claim a church had done it, but the heart of that story, arrogance of mankind and my kind, other kinds had too much power for too long reigned unchecked, and the gods checked it.
Was it Malchus again, shaking things up, plunging the world into chaos?
All of them together. A joint effort to weed out the ills and start anew.
So I spend time with this person.
Sure.
I can't think of any more questions right now.
Yeah, go ahead and add Elven to your languages that you speak. You can learn that.
Sweet. I broached the subject at some point of if she wants to teach me any spells.
She will teach you spells. It has been a long time since she's had someone who was this eager for learning new spells. There's the occasional siren, but their desire for spells are a little bit more utilitarian. It's more like, ooh, I want to be able to do this thing and learn the spell and then wander off and never come back. It's been a long time since she's had an academic mind to use as a sounding board, and is very happy to show you what she knows.
I will gladly take spells off her.
Yeah.
It seems like a dream, but maybe it's not true.
So, let's see.
Anything level 5 particularly, or 4.
Right, let me take a look at level 5 spells, and I will make you some offers that she has sitting around.
Yeah. Good job I didn't kill the sirens, eh?
Yeah.
That would have been bad.
I don't know what we would have done then.
Yeah.
So let's just start in alphabetical order. She can teach you Cone of Cold if you so desire.
Yeah, I'll take Cone of Cold. Is there like a limited offer of this, or is it just take what I can get?
I think it starts off and you say, "Are there any spells?" And she says, "Oh, let's start with this." And she offers you a first level spell that you already know, and you're like, no. And then she's like, "Oh, well, have you?" And you've, of course not. You've turned yourself invisible already. Everyone's favorite is a fireball spell. Is that something you have at your disposal?
Yeah. I already have that one. I've recently learned Cloud Kill.
And that's how she's. Oh, Cloud Kill, wonderful. Well, not so wonderful actually. It brings up more questions than it answers. But how about Cone of Cold? That's always been one of my favorites.
Sounds ideal.
So you want to just make me a Cone of Cold spell learning check?
Yeah, she hasn't given me +1 int, has she?
No.
Okay. Passed it.
Is +1 int what you'd need to get unlimited spells per level?
No, but it would increase my chance.
How can you learn? How many spells can you learn per level?
14.
Okay, so you've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. She will offer you the spell Dream. It's an illusion spell.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I'll take Dream.
Okay.
Somewhere DJ Brandon is so excited right now.
Has he been wanting you to learn that one?
Or maybe it's Eben. They've got this. There's a reversive dream called Nightmare, is it?
No, Dream is its own spell.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a different spell then.
Oh no, yeah. The reverse of the spell is Nightmare. Enables the caster to send hideous and unsettling vision to the recipient.
I think they theorized that if you keep casting it on the same person day after day after day, they can never recover HP and never learn new spells, and they'll eventually die. Cast it from anywhere in the world, so. Right. I always thought it'd probably not work like that in practice.
Well, I mean, they're allowed a saving throw over a spell to avoid the effect, so as soon as they pass a save, they're fine. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll take Dream. Shall I roll?
Yes, please.
Oh my god, this is great. 62. Got it.
Okay. She asks if you have Lemun's tiny hut.
I do not.
How would you like Lemun's hidden lodge?
Oh yeah, that sounds something else.
It's the improved version.
Sounds great. This is I just can't really believe this. I'll say that. Oh, passed it.
No.
Leoman's tiny lodge.
Hidden lodge.
Hidden lodge.
Yeah.
I say to her, I'm running out of pages in my spellbook. I don't suppose you've got a spell lying around.
I can make one, or we can make one together.
Wow, great. You know how much people charge for these on the surface?
Money.
A large amount.
It's been so long since I've worked with coinage or gems or jewelry. I've almost forgotten about it.
It's a primitive concept.
Truly.
I ask, I don't suppose you know Stones of Flesh.
Why is that something that interests you?
Another good friend of mine was turned to stone by a Gorgon.
Sounds like it was his time.
Yeah, probably was. He stole from me.
He stole it from you?
No, he stole from me.
Oh, I see. Maybe not such a good friend after all.
Yeah, maybe not.
So hold on, you got Dream, Cone of Cold, and what was the other one?
Hidden Lodge.
Hidden Lodge, cool. I'm just adding them to your spell list so they don't get lost for all time.
You can make a whole lodge, I assume, with like food and everything, right?
I think it's something like that.
No, it's
I haven't read the spell myself. Hopefully it's not broken.
Oh, I didn't see it. It's not in the base player's handbook.
Oh no, it's in the Spells of Magic, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's look through these a little bit more. She will... where is this one? Sending. Sending. And when you are ready to leave, I will teach you a teleport spell.
Fantastic, yes, sending is of most use. I'll take that to her. I'm passing that one. And teleport to her. Oh.
She'll teach that to you later. Not yet.
Yeah, sure.
She'll offer you a remove curse spell.
Yeah.
It's 4th level. Did you pass both that and sending?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Neal, you are being surprisingly nice. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Okay.
I can come back here. Teleport.
Let's see. She'll definitely teach you plant growth. That's a 4th level as well, if you so desire it.
I mean, I'll take it all. Oh, I failed that one. Sorry.
Unfortunate. Humans never did have a natural way. Always cutting things down, never thinking about building them up. How would you like... You seem like the sort of fellow who prefers to leave his opponents a bloody mess on the ground.
Well, from time to time when it's needed.
She'll offer to teach you Dimensional Blade, but it is a 6th level spell. And I think that is beyond your abilities right now, yeah?
Yeah, it is. But that sounds badass. What's that do? I never even dared look at level 6 spells.
The spell makes a single weapon incredibly sharp by reducing one of its physical dimensions to an infinitesimal measure, basically giving you an infinitely sharp blade.
Goddamn.
Even stone and iron can be carved into pieces with ease. And the spell can be cast on almost any handheld slashing weapon, as well as a few thrown versions. Yeah. But it's 6th level, so we won't play with it.
Yeah.
And I want you to give me a perception check at this point.
Well, yeah, what am I dreaming? Okay.
That'd be fun.
What did you put there? Passed it, 19.
So, I think you've spent... I don't remember how long it takes to learn each of these spells. Is it 1 day per spell level?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've clearly spent like a month down here already learning these spells and chatting with her about lost histories and stuff. You have maybe seen your companions once in this time. I think while the two of you were strolling around, because she does leave her throne, and saw them kind of lounging, eating grapes and drinking wine and laughing and having a good time. But also, you've seen there's a door at the back of her room with this throne in it, a smaller door, built into the wall, but kind of flushed with the wall rather than inset into it. Smaller in size, metal in nature, but bound with wood. It's kind of how you would have like a wooden door bound with metal, but this is the opposite. It is metal and wrapped in pieces of wood. And it's got like a darker color to it, like almost like a deep red color to the iron that holds the door together, or the metal. And she's never mentioned it. and you've maybe seen it as you've walked past it, and it's been like a month now, and this door is sort of nagging at you. It's the one place in this area that you haven't been yet.
So, I mean, it sounds like we're pretty good friends by now.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a month. She's walked you through the gardens, when the two of you walk through the gardens together, the plants don't bother you.
Does she clean up the dead body, or does she just leave it to, like, turn to a skeleton?
One day I was wrung out, and a week later you walked through the garden for the first time, and the skeleton was just gone. What happened to it is unknown.
So one day when we're going on a walk, I'll mention the red door if we walk past it and say, "Where does what's back there?"
When I was a young girl, my mother had a box. And into this box, she put all of her old memories, trinkets of things that happened ages ago that she wanted to never truly forget. That door, that room behind that red door is my box. It is filled with things that I have no use for, no desire for, and that need to remain locked away, but every now and then, once in an age, I'd like to revisit and remember.
Memories or things?
When you're as old as I am, memories really are just things.
Well, it sounds very personal. I won't delve deeper if you feel uncomfortable.
She smiles approvingly at your words.
So one day, after I've learned Elvish...
You go digging around in her personal things?
No, I say to her, you mentioned teleportation, and now that I can read those books in there, I'd had a spell that I was thinking of researching. Perhaps we could work on it together. Might be fun.
We rarely have people leave this area. Most men come and stay until they die.
Well, this would allow me to return.
And therein lies the problem.
Ah. Why?
If you return, or if you leave, you will tell others about where this is and what's going on.
I have no reason to.
Not now, but human souls are fickle creatures. Eventually, a time will come where the benefit of revealing my location will outweigh the personal promise you make to me.
So
I will teach you teleport, and then dig around a little in your brain, so that you won't remember exactly where this is, or how to get here, or how to find it even. For my own personal security. This is a one-time visit. A long visit, perhaps, by your standards, but a one-time visit.
Fair enough. But perhaps before I leave, we could work on the spell.
Of course. I would be happy. It's been some time since I've crafted something new.
Fantastic. Well, I'll lay it out to you. Do you wish to join me in the library?
Sure.
Okay, so I tell her about the idea of I say I've read about teleportation and I've been teleported, but it's always made me nervous, the chance that it could go wrong. And so I thought maybe there would be another way, a way to make it more certain, more secure. And I considered perhaps using a magic circle to focus the energies, so that you may teleport from one circle to another safely. You'd obviously have to have been to the place first to inscribe the circle, but once you had done so, you could pass between them and maybe even move objects as long if they were in the circle with you at the time. Things of that nature.
Sounds remarkable.
It would be of great use to me.
Yes. And she will help you with that. Now, I'm going to bring up the creating a new spell rules. You're gonna basically have as much time as you want to do this, right? It's just a matter of when you head back home.
Yeah, yeah. I feel. Oh wait, I've learned sending, so I can send a message to Jeeves and Ban, right?
If you do, you will find that it is blocked somehow.
Oh, okay.
That communication out from this place will not work. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, makes sense, right?
All right.
Other dwarves down here as well with the silver.
they used elven smiths or siren smiths or something. They don't take dwarves down here.
That's why it's so pleasant.
Let's see. Research time requires a character to be in good health. Furthermore, he must refrain from adventuring while undertaking study. During research, wizards study over old manuscripts, blah, blah, blah. The amount of time needed to research a spell is 2 weeks per spell level. At the end of the time, a check is made. For wizards, this is the same chance to learn the spell. For priests, it's a wisdom check. If the check succeeds, the characters research the spell. If the check fails, the character must spend another week in study before making another check. Continue until the character succeeds or gives up. So we said this was going to be
Level 5.
a level 5 version of teleport.
Teleport's level 5 itself, right?
Right. So a horizontal teleport. Safer, but more expensive and more time consuming to make and everything.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's going to be minimum of 10 weeks down here. And then,
He's helping me though, so should it not put the time down? It doesn't matter if she doesn't, but I feel like it would.
Perhaps. It might cut the time down, or it might be like a too many cooks in the kitchen sort of thing, where you're bouncing ideas off of each other and...
Yeah.
And I think also without the sunlight, passage of time here is very wonky. So just roll some checks until you succeed.
Okay.
And then I'll figure it out.
Just the spell to learn check, yeah?
Yeah, what is your chance?
75. Passed.
All right. So after spending what seems like a couple of months talking with her and poring over old elven manuscripts that are really delicate and fragile, then she handles with the utmost care, you manage to put together this spell. The only real thing is to try it, and
She won't let me do a circle down here, right?
Right. Definitely not letting you build any magic circles down here. So you've got the spell, but it's never been tried.
So I guess it's called Malakai's teleportation...
Circle?
What? Circle, I guess, yeah.
Teleporting circle? Teleportation circle?
Is there another word for circle that begins with T?
Tube?
So, no. This chat got a better idea. I don't think so.
Ah.
Malakai's teleportation circle. Boom! Wow. Thanks, Neal. Great. Okay, well... So it's been like 3 months now, right?
It's been a long time. It's been on the order of a few months, although exactly how much time has passed, you don't know.
So I will broach the idea one day after I'll spend a few more days after we finish the spell and then suggest that perhaps if she has no more spells to teach me, I may make my way home.
Do you have any specific requests for spells of 4th level or lower that you wanted to learn?
4th level or lower?
I guess it could be 5th level too.
Can we wait 10 minutes while I look at the spell list?
Okay. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time browsing the spell list, so I should be able to... How do I look at the full list of spells on your website?
I will link you the thingy.
Oh, I think I've got it. Okay.
Yeah, just make sure that you get just the wizard ones.
Yeah. So I'll just go through these. I don't think there's any level ones that are particularly important. I mean, Wraithform's the one that's eluded me for the longest time, but at this point, maybe I'm just not meant to have it. So I think I took most of the 2nd and 3rd level ones that I liked. skip ahead to level 3. Bands of Cerulean. It's pretty good.
Bands of Cerulean. That's a 3rd level spell. Yeah, she will teach you that one as well.
Greg just got that one. Alright.
And now you have it.
Oh, I have it.
Malakai's teleportation theory, or teleportation theorem.
I mean, is there another word for M? Like, maybe it could be like Malakai's... something beginning with M. I'm not sure. Let's see, what else is good down here? Enchanted weapon? Nah. Evard's Black Tentacles. Oh, that is a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, does she have that?
She will furrow her brows when you say that and goes, oh, I would rather not.
Okay.
There are some things I prefer to lock away.
It's a nasty one. I don't want polymorph, whether it's too broken. Ooh, what about advanced illusion, level 5?
It's delusion. Visual, auditory, olfactory, and thermal components. Yes. That's fine.
Okay. At any point did she ever talk about necromancy spells? Like magic jar? Feels like that's probably off the...
She has never mentioned magic jar or any necromancy spell.
I am going to avoid mentioning that as much as I would like magic jar. Okay, I'm almost at the bottom of the level 5 spells now. Let's see. Oh, what's the table like for monster summoning 3?
Let's look at it. Monster summoning 3. Onk eggs, bugbears, death dogs, wild crocodiles, ghouls, large scorpions, huge spiders, giant weasels, giant lizards, were-rats? Is that lycanthrope, comma, rat?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll take monster summoning 3 if she's got it, but other than that, I think that's probably enough.
She will pause on monster summoning 3 and think about it for a while and say, That's one of those bad memories that I prefer not to revisit. However,
really?
if it's been so long, she'll leave the table where you're walking, where you're sitting, and head back behind her throne and go up to the red door, put her hand on it, maybe whisper something, but you definitely can't hear it, and opens the door and comes out a little bit later with a separate book that you haven't seen before. And a black cloth, which she... Actually, I guess it's 2 black claws that she'll get to the book, open it, and like kind of lay the black cloth over the one side of the book, and then flip a few pages ahead and lay another black cloth over the other side of the book. So she kind of blocks out anything that isn't the spell that she would be teaching you directly.
Yeah.
And then will kind of hover over you as you look through it and talk to you about it, but stays very, very close to you.
Okay, well, I will respect her feelings on that and not look at anything else, but I do learn Monster Summoning 3. Okay, I will now request to perhaps think about going home.
Okay.
Maybe she teleport?
Yeah, she will teach you teleport now.
Alright, passed. Great.
Do that.
Well.
That. It was a pleasure to speak with you, Malakai. Now, before you go, I will have to dig around in there, in your mind for a moment, and remove certain things. You may find yourself not really remembering too much about this.
Okay. Try not to pry in anything before I got here. I'd rather my memories remain my own.
You've been respectful with my past. I shall do the same with yours. Any last thing you wish to know before you go? Any questions?
I think on the great questions of the world. And is there anything I can take as a memento?
She will wrap something up in a cloth for you and kind of tuck it in your bag, telling you to open it later.
Okay. I told you about that dragon in Shybrook, or near Shybrook.
The one of Shadow?
I would love to return to my home, but I fear I would have to deal with the dragon first. I don't suppose you'd have any suggestions on how to do that.
From what you've said, that dragon has lived there for possibly thousands of years.
But it was teleporting, or maybe that was Malchus. Yeah, I guess that was Malchus. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Well, it's been nice to meet you, and it's been the honor of my life to be here. Truly, I cannot explain to you what this means to me and what an experience this has been.
Do remember to use your spells for the greater good, not the personal power, as so often people forget.
I will try to remember.
She'll place a hand on your forehead and dig around in your brain for a little while, removing just enough information that you won't really remember where you are, and you'll have like conflicting memories of where your ship sank and where you ended up, and how you got there. So you'll have too much going on to really make any sense of. And then just enough information pulled out that you'll never, ever be able to find this place.
But I'll still remember that I was here, I just won't know ever how to get here.
Yeah, you'll just lose your way. And then with that, you can teleport.
Yeah, I teleport back to my laboratory if I can. Oh, can I teleport in there, or does the silver block it?
I believe the silver will also block it. Until you inlay it with stones and get the whole teleportation circle going on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I teleport into the mansion, then into the house.
Alright.
And try not to die on the way.
I think, is there a chance that you're gonna die even with a place you know really well?
I think there always is a chance, right? That's why I wanted to get the circle. Well, there's a chance that you can be too high.
Oh, right.
But I guess the house
so give me a D100.
Don't roll a what?
Or don't roll a 100. Stay away from the extremes.
Okay.
I think that's going to be fine. I need to actually open the book to double check, though.
Yeah, I think it's probably fine, right? I know it pretty well.
Yeah. There it is. There's a player's handbook, page 219. Let's see. This is a familiar place. So, yeah, you're totally fine. Hell, even if you'd never seen this place before, you'd be fine.
Good.
So you arrive back at your house. You find Jeeves there in a big, comfortable chair sitting before a fireplace, roasting his toes near it. He's got a long stick with some sort of sweet on the end of it that he's holding it over a fire and blinks as you appear out of nowhere.
Jeeves, it's good to see you. I go up to him and
You're alive, my lord.
I lift him up and hug him. I say, "Has Van returned?"
It's been so long. He's come and gone, my lord.
It's been months. It's been months. I know. Jeeves, you wouldn't believe the story. You wouldn't believe it.
Tell me anyway.
I will. I'll tell you. We'll celebrate tonight. Let's go to the bar. Are you dressed?
I can put on my shoes.
Have I had to wash and stuff, or have I just been sort of magically clean this whole time?
Oh no, you've had to wash and bathe and eat and shit and all the usual things that a human does.
Jeeves, let's get you get dressed. Let's head out. I've got such a story to tell.
Right. You guys pack up your things and head into town. There's a tavern there that you can sit in, and you can regale Jeeves with your adventures.
Yeah, I tell him about
under
the
the sea.
thing and the place I ended up.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was dead, and there's this old elf that taught me secrets, great secrets. But she played with my brain. I can't remember where it was. It was a magical place. It's so exciting, Jeeves, I say.
That's wonderful sounding, my lord.
I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad to see you. I'm glad you're doing well.
I honestly thought you were dead.
Well, at least you were pleased to see me.
Very, very much, my lord. Very much.
Did you hear of the ships and what happened out there?
What ships?
The ships that I was on, the King's fleet. Huh?
Oh, the war that's raging. Yes, my lord. Some of the fleet has returned.
Well, I think I should go and speak to the Baroness at some point. But for now, let's drink.
All right.
Nice.
And you and Jeeves can have a nice long drink and swap stories about what's been happening since you were gone.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's a war going on right now in Eridon with troops getting ready to move on Mystria, and people being trained up, and the world is lively. It's an interesting time to be alive.
It is. It is. So, are we carrying on, or?
Nope, that's where we're going to be done for the day.
Well,
wrap it up
just
here.
Set it up for if you do happen to do a session with Sean at some point. I will end by sending him a message with saying that I'm still alive and I'm back at home.
Okay, cool. All right, well that's that. We are done for the day, at least with this. I think there will be some other streaming going on just after this. So, any words before we take off?
Great, as usual. Unexpected. I went from thinking I was dead to getting 3 level 5 spells. So,
yeah.
Pretty great.
But you got more than 3 level 5 spells?
No, 3.
Free. Ah, yes, with an F.
I got 8, so yeah. That's quite a lot. Did you get XP for learning spells still, Neal? Because I think I might have just leveled up.
We're just gonna pass on that. I think these spells are all the experience you need.
I think so, but I maybe should get some experience from last session and this session. Probably not much.
Sure. I mean, at this point, I was just gonna kind of level you up when it felt like you had reached a new level, rather than trying to do it by XP. I was gonna go with a more what's the word? Like objective-based or milestone-based XP system for.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, because you're 9th level already.
Yeah.
Who wants to bother picking out the exact XP here and there?
I like it.
Cool. Sweet.
All right. Yeah. Great. Good game.
Good game. There is no Frofro this weekend, but there will be Frofro the weekend after.
I think so. I'll make a Reddit thread.
July 1st. Yes, is our next Frofro.
All right.
Pro show. I'm gonna go play some HOTS right now, so if you guys want to stick around and play HOTS with me, that's great. If not, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.